because the first episode had a trans character, and I keep on asking people, what about having a trans character is political? Please explain it to me.
Yeah.
Trans people exist. So
I want to know.
Stop it. No.
Like, I'd like to know that too. I want to know exactly how having a trans character in a science fiction television series is affecting your day-to-day life.
Yeah.
Like, how is it actually affecting you?
Yeah.
In any way.
Yeah.
Please let me know as quick as you can.
Anyways, I guess we'll dive into Doctor Who.
Okay. And someone had a question for us at the beginning. It was Nicholas.
Yeah, I know it was Nicholas. Right?
I'm just curious, do you guys have a favorite Doctor Who doctor?
Right.
Do you have a favorite?
That's my favorite are 4 and 10. I really like 4 and 10. I like all of them to some degrees. I could make an argument for probably all of them, except I will admit I have not seen Jodie Whittaker yet. I've seen most of Capaldi, and I'll admit I thought as much as I like Stephen Moffat and I thought he did a great job with 11, I felt with 12 he got just a bit too goofy and weird. Maybe goofy is not the best term, but he got very almost eccentric with it, and it just. And I lost interest, and I'm hoping. Oh, here we go. And I was hoping to dive into the anniversaries just to see if I could dive back in. Essentially, so I haven't seen 13, and I've not finished 12. I've seen most of 12. That being said, I can make an argument for most everyone. Like, I love the second Doctor. I think the third one has some fantastic story arcs.
Yeah,
I like Sylvester McCoy was awesome. And then if we're going into new Doctors, I think, like I said, I haven't seen Jodie Whittaker, but I think an argument can be made for all the new Doctors. I think Eccleston had like this kind of like this surface level joy and like this inner darkness that was kind of beautiful. Matt Smith had almost this because Tennant dove more into human qualities, then it followed up with Matt Smith, who started to get a bit more alien, but like still very quirky and energetic, which I enjoyed quite a bit. And even Capaldi was really energetic as well, and even a bit more alien. So yeah, arguments can be made for all, but I love 10 and 4 probably the most. That being said, like I almost want to say the Doctor we have in the anniversary is 4 or 10, but he's technically 14. Like, they're establishing he is the 14th Doctor now.
Yeah.
Bobby, how about you?
Tom Baker,
yeah,
that's
4.
Yeah, 4. Tennant's father-in-law.
That's 5.
Yeah, 5. Yeah,
I didn't bring up Peter Davison.
Yeah, I like Davidson. I like him. He had that like kind of funness to it and joy, but he could also get like deep and serious, and like Baker too. But Baker had some great stories,
dude. Yeah, I mean, both 3 and 4 had like amazing stories, and
yeah, and I mean, 1 still is just groundbreaking.
Yeah,
that 1 still has some of my favorite stories. Like, the first episodes are like probably my favorite Doctor Who episodes. Well, I've gone back and watched and rewatched a lot, but I find myself going back to 1 more. Sorry, what?
It is. I was just gonna say it's wild going into 1 and 2, because 1 and 2 kind of set the stage for Doctor Who. Because like Doctor Who, when it first started, was supposed to be kind of like this cantankerous old man going into space and solving problems. But then when William Hartnell had to drop out, they created Regeneration, and then came Patrick Troughton, who played the character completely differently, which was almost kind of needed. And I think that's part of why Doctor Who has been a series that has gone on for as long as it has, even though it took a 15-year hiatus. Taking a 15-year hiatus in a 60-year history is fucking impressive. That's a lot of episodes to produce. And yeah, Patrick Troughton brought a whole different energy than William Hartnell. He was almost more like a Charlie Chaplin doctor, I want to say. Like,
yeah,
maybe Charlie Chaplin's not the best example, but like he was almost more comedic in his delivery, and I loved it. And then after that, like it just became every actor's interpretation of the character, and then fans can interpret how each regeneration, how each regeneration is based on the last one, and it's what we're really dealing with actors' reinterpretation of it. But like, you can have some fun with it, your head canon with that still. And I think that is what's caused it to go on for so long. That and some solid writing. There's been like you brought up 4 and then 3 as well. That they had some classic fucking storylines, and then I want to stress there's been some cool newer storylines. Like
the War Doctor, John Hurt.
Yeah, yeah. The 50th anniversary was awesome.
That was just fucking John Hurt, dude. Like,
yeah,
that was awesome. Then that was so good.
And then just having I think 10 and 11 of the newer run has had some really good storylines as well.
I still like Eccleston, and just for all the reasons you mentioned, because like he had this darkness about him that like we only scratched the surface with, and it's something that I wish that they dove more into with that actor. But like the joy and happiness that he still had naturally, and the charisma, it kind of made you like forget when he would get dark, and have it always be, oh shit, like kind of shocking when he would get that way.
Yeah, because he was almost usually like the very happy, smiley doctor, and then every once in a while, like he would have this edge to him where it's like, shit, this is not a normal doctor, is he?
He's getting a little angry. Yeah, he's got some rage.
Yeah,
and I do like Smith and Tennant both equally. Capaldi had some really great ones. I stopped watching during Capaldi because I could not stand the companion Jenna Coleman. I could not stand her.
The companions didn't bug me. I felt like he was. I felt like the stories were just getting too excessive.
I felt that they clear a story out, and they didn't have anywhere else to go, so they just kept her alone. I felt her story. Was
the argument can be made absolutely, because they did have. They felt like they had a story for her, and then it ended, and it was like, she'll be around for a couple more seasons. It's like, oh, you gonna do something with her?
Nope.
No.
Just have her here. Okay.
And
I do have one complaint. I'm happy that they brought back almost every actress from this newer series reboot to like for specials, except for one. They brought her back once, but I want Martha back more. That was my.
I know. She like the actress Freema Agyeman, who was in Sense8 a couple years ago. We need to finish that one too. But
super happy about.
She is not. I don't think she's returned since her run, and I think
she's done one special, and it was like the end of the season special, like the one that Rose came back when Donna was there. It was a dialogue.
Okay. I know she said she didn't like working on Doctor Who, and I will say I think the actress could have done something more, but like they didn't really do much for character. Her character was the one who was in love with the Doctor, and they didn't expand on it past that, and that was kind of frustrating. That is something like having a crush on the Doctor is a good way to start the storyline, and then you evolve it, and then after a year they didn't evolve it, and it's like that was kind of annoying. Because I would like to see.
I agree with you
more of Martha. Yeah,
I agree, but also we got introduced to a lot of cool characters and stories in that timeline. And
yes, we did.
Season. Yeah, like some of the best of writing from Moffat.
Yes,
in my opinion.
No.
But enough talking about the back Doctor Who. Let's talk about new Doctor Who.
New Doctor Who, yes. So, like all the usual suspects were all so happy because Russell T Davies was coming back.
Yeah, I saw that.
Chris Chimbal was leaving, and they were all so happy he's coming back. And not only that, they were even happier to find out that David Tennant's going to be coming back as the 14th Doctor. So now, don't worry, guys. Doctor Who's not going to be woke. It won't be woke. It'll be anti-woke, as classic Who has always been.
all. Doctor Who will not be woke.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, did we mention we're going to have a trans character and a couple of quick one-off lines about gender? And it's so like there's nothing to all this stuff, but of course they all blew up, and it's like I almost feel like sometimes they're trolling these guys because it's like it's so dumb. It takes nothing. It's like you guys do know trans people exist in real life, right? Like,
well, no, they
so
not
like
outside.
having them.
No, that would require them to touch grass. So
no. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It's like trans people exist, and they will pop up occasionally, and you will talk to
just
them,
like gay
and they
people.
will be
just like
normal human beings. I know.
yeah, just like gay people, no big deal.
Yeah,
no big deal.
Just like regular people too. Just
like everyone else.
Fucking people.
That's all.
But of course, they all blew up, and it's just them telling on themselves at this point. It's kind of ridiculous. But
bless their hearts.
Yeah, I will say, going into this, like I hadn't seen Doctor Who for a couple of years, so it was kind of nice to dive back into it. I kind of forgotten and just how kind of cheesy Doctor Who is and how much fun it can be.
Come on, come on! That's it!
Because Russell T Davies, that was one of the things he really did. He really liked to kind of go in on the cheese quite a bit. And this episode definitely had plenty of cheese, and I overall enjoyed it quite a bit. I thought it was a fun hour episode. Yeah, what were your thoughts, Bobby?
I liked it, and it was old school, just cheesy Doctor Who, and I enjoyed all of it. It was really great to see Catherine Tate back as Donna, though she, out of the newer companions, wasn't one of my favorites, but happy she's back.
I feel like she's probably the most popular one for Tenet because
she definitely is.
All the time.
Rose are the pawns.
Yeah, and it won't surprise me if Rose pops up one of these anniversary specials, especially considering the name of Donna's daughter. It seems like kind of a big hint. Yeah. In case you can't tell by that, Donna's daughter is named Rose. And that's one of the things. So like Donna, when she left, like she had like all the information of the Time Lords, and she had to forget everything, otherwise she would die. And now the Doctor found himself in a situation, spoilers for this episode, where he has to where he has to essentially unlock that information and save the world, but he knows that will kill her. But he has to do it, and she says, "Yeah, let's do it." She agrees, and so he does it. But then the reveal comes that part of her, it doesn't kill her because part of the information was passed down to her daughter, who also is part Time Lord. Or I don't know if it's part Time Lord or just part Time Lord knowledge, but
knowledge, I think.
Yeah.
The knowledge was passed down with her. It's part of her DNA.
So that gave them the workaround to allow Donna to essentially have her memories back, but not be dead,
not kill her.
Yeah.
That was the plot armor for this.
Yeah. The daughter protected her. Mikhail. Oh, yeah. Yes, that's right. The 11th Doctor was in Morbius. He had the great dance scene. But yeah, I guess I feel like with the Meep and Moopsie, we are getting our fill of really cute creatures who are just evil beyond belief.
Don't you dare say Meek was cuter than Moopsie.
No, Moopsie is the most adorable thing ever.
It is.
See,
I strong argument that it should be our mascot.
Yeah. Dude, like, how can you resist Moopsie? Just the way Moopsie just rolls around clumsily everywhere it goes, and then drinks your blood or bones.
Yeah, drinks your bones.
It's like, how does it drink bones? And then you see it happen. It's like, oh fuck, that looks terrifying.
It's adorable.
It's adorable until it's doing that. It's not as cute when it's doing.
No, it's horrifying. Then
the Meep isn't nearly as cute as Moopsie, but it's kind of the same storyline because it's not the same storyline because Moopsie wasn't like the main focus of that episode. Meep is the main focus of this one. Meep is this poor, defenseless creature that Rose comes across and helps protect. And then the doctor comes across Meep, and it's like, oh, we have to figure out why these aliens are after. And this is something fun the episode plays with, because it's like these scary B-movie insectoid aliens that obviously are supposed to look evil, and they're going after the Meep. And then the doctor realizes the insectoid evil aliens, and you see the background of them here. They're just that cheesy looking in the episode, because classic Who callbacks, I assume. Yeah. But they
like
look
clearly
evil.
Guys in rubber suits and stilts.
Yeah, but like the doctor notices these guys don't appear to be killing anybody, and then he's asking, why aren't you killing? What? So you're here peacefully? And he's like, yeah, we just gotta get the Meep. The Meep's a fugitive. And then the Meep just goes full fucking super villain.
Meep, Meep.
So, what are you saying?
Oh, to hell with this! Exhibit C! No stunning guns from me! Just die!
On a dime.
Yeah, kind of fun. It was like,
fun.
Fuck, I'm busted. Okay. Yeah, and then the doctor even does all these accords and sets up, okay, we can't be violent during this little trial period. And then the Meep just goes violent, like, as soon as he's called out, or she's called out. I don't know. Yeah. I don't care. It's a villain. I don't know. Yeah, just overall, I enjoyed this quite a bit. I, like, kind of got me interested in checking out more Doctor Who as it comes out, and it will be easier to check out on Disney Plus. I mean, I will say that was part of the issue of keeping up with Doctor Who. It jumped around from streaming services a bit too much, and I wasn't going to get BBC America.
And now that it does have kind of a home, that kind of helps.
Yes. We'll see how long that sticks around, but yeah, it was fun to dive back in. Haven't seen Doctor Who for quite a few years. Excited to see what they do next week. Although, I will say, what did you think of the new TARDIS look?
I really liked it.
Really? I felt a little sterile to me, like big and kind of sterile, but we'll see. It was fancy. I will give it that. Maybe it'll grow on me. I did love the fact that I had a coffee machine, although in Doctor Who fashion, it got coffee spilled on it and started malfunctioning like mad, because it's Doctor Who.
Oh, yeah.
What's going to happen? Oh, my God. But yeah, next week we get the next special. I'm pretty sure that's next week when we cover that, right?
Yeah, next week is when the next special comes out. I don't think Doctor Who is actually on Disney just yet.
It is.
Or the series?
No. Well, the whole series isn't coming. It's just the specials and stuff after the specials will be coming. So the Ncuti Gatwa stuff should be on Disney Plus as well when that gets released. But nothing before then. So like the special is going to be the only thing on there.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah. I don't know if they're going to work out a deal to get the older stuff on there, but like to my understanding, that deal is not in effect yet. If they are doing that,
yeah,
which I wouldn't object to, because I wouldn't mind doing some catch up. And God, I would like a streaming service that actually had like as much the old stuff as possible too. I remember getting lots of the older stuff in the library, and it is a shame we have so much of the second Doctor missing. That sucks. We could do a whole special about the lost episodes of Doctor Who, but
gosh,
yeah. But yeah, so yeah, this is entertaining. I'm excited to see what they do next week, how they go with the storyline, because to my understanding, the 14th Doctor will only be around for these 3 specials, and then we move on to Ncuti Gatwa as the 15th Doctor.
Yeah.
And I'm excited to see how he does too. So
yeah.
Let's see. Anything you want to add, Bobby?
No, I really enjoyed this. A lot of it reminded me of that early reboot Doctor Who.
Yeah.
It gave me that feel a lot. Even down to the character design of the aliens, even Meek and the cricket guys.
Yeah, the cricket guys look so corny and cheesy, and Meep actually looked pretty fucking good. Like,
there were times
mix between practical and
CGI,
no,
I was having a hard time trying to decide like what shots were like. All of the ones in the cockpit, okay, yeah, that's CGI, but like some of the other ones, like that looks really practical, or at least really good CGI.
Yeah, so I'm assuming it's practical.
But I did see a photo of the cast with the Meek, So I'm presuming that maybe it was like an animatronic stand-in for some.
I know they had a practical version of the meat, so it wasn't entirely CGI, and it looks good. So it's kind of cool getting like these wildly goofy alien spacesuit insectoid monsters, and then the meat just looking really good. I don't know. That's kind of classic Who, though. Do I think we'll see the 11th Doctor in these specials? I don't know. I would be kind of surprised if at the end they don't do some sort of cast reunion to a degree at the end of these specials, because I mean that's almost always what they do for the anniversary specials, even if it's just for a moment, the cast reunion. But I haven't heard anything. That being said, they might be hiding it. It wouldn't surprise me at all. But yeah, we will see. So the first thing up on the agenda, Doctor Who just Wild Blue Yonder. I keep wanting to say Into the Wild Blue Yonder. It's just Wild Blue Yonder.
I think I might have promoted it on social as that.
It's fine.
Into Blue Yonder.
Yeah. But so I thoroughly enjoyed this one.
Yeah, I did too.
Yeah, this is one of those go ahead.
No, sorry, go ahead. Sorry, yeah.
I was just gonna say this one was like kind of like where I love Doctor Who, where it's just, hey, we can do time and space anywhere you want. We're just gonna drop the characters in someplace and fucking leave them and see what happens. Here they just end up dropped off on a space station. The TARDIS is all fucked up from the coffee. So he sticks the sonic screwdriver in to fix the TARDIS, and then the TARDIS and the sonic screwdriver just leave. And he and Donna are on this space station. And there's apparently like every once in a while a word is said and the whole space station rearranged itself. It's completely abandoned, and Doctor is able to kind of figure out like 1 through 10, but like so you can kind of read stuff, but you know the whole thing is about like what's going on, why is this abandoned, where are they at, how the fuck do they get out of here. It's all just a mystery episode, and I kind of dig it. How about you, Bobby?
Yeah, this is definitely one of the ones where this is why I love Doctor Who.
Yeah,
like this is another one of those episodes of this is why I love this show.
Yeah,
I really like how it as the audience it played with our perception of like what's happening. A lot of moments. And I think I know because there were times where I was watching it. Yeah. One part in particular where they were playing with our perception, but a lot of it is just kind of more of like, wait, what? What? And like, what? So I guess I'm talking about to get into spoiler territory.
Yeah, minor spoilers here.
Yeah,
it's
minor,
in like the first third of it, but yeah.
There's this alien species or some weird entity that's on it that could replicate things. And I thought it was interesting because they found the replicate or a machine. It's like, oh, they're all replicas of these things. And I thought, okay, that's going to play into later somehow. Interesting. And Doctor and the Donna get separated. Or Doctor and the Donna. Doctor and Donna get separate. The Doctor and Donna get separated, and they're both working on different parts, still communicating. And the room where Donna is, all of a sudden, the Doctor just shows back up and starts talking.
Yeah.
But only the conversation kind of sounds normal, but just slightly off. Just a little. Not that noticeable. But then we see the Doctor working. Donna comes in and they're talking. And again, the conversation's there. It's very normal, but...
And I want to stress, when I'm first watching this, I think there's some sort of time issue going on. Like we're jumping between 2 points in time. That was my first thought.
I was thinking, like, oh god, is this like is this space station like stuck in some sort of a time loop, or like there's something happening? Like what's going on? Are we just getting different moments that happen at different points in the same time? What is happening? Yeah,
Doctor Who Among Us. Yeah, I can see that because like we have these 2 different conversations. And I'm like, what is I just assumed we're future past, and then it's like. Yeah. Then you hear characters say things that are a little weird, and it's like, okay, maybe this.
When the Doctor says, like, yeah, we do eat, don't we? And I was, but okay, that's even weird for the Doctor to be saying.
Yeah, the Doctor can get quirky, but it's like he's gonna be pretty confident he could eat. And then like the big, but then there's also the weird elements. I think it's like Donna brings up that he's from Gallifrey, and then the Doctor brings up that God damn it, the name of her father. And they just drop it in there. So it's like, okay, it seems like they're the people, but like they also seem fucking weird. And then the big obvious clue, my arms are getting too long. And it's like, what the fuck does that mean?
And then we see, oh my gosh.
You're right.
My arm's too long. Look.
Oh yeah, literally their arms are too loud. They're aliens replicating them, and it's like their arms are long, and it's like, holy shit, that's not right.
Sometimes I have trouble holding the lip. Yeah, like
But yeah, that was just such a like cool idea. And then what we essentially find out is that essentially we have these two evil aliens that are on this ship that can replicate people. The captain killed herself to ensure that they couldn't replicate her and that they would be stranded on this ship at the edge of space. And now these two have bumbled onto this ship, and now it's trying to replicate them so it can essentially get away. Pretty freaking cool concept.
Yeah.
I dig this. I dig this so much. I just love it when Doctor Who just like drops the characters in a situation and just is like, figure it out almost. Classic Who would do this, and then New Who would do this. I know Russell T Davies did this quite a bit, so it's kind of nice to see him kind of return and just jump back into something like this. This is just a really cool mystery sci-fi adventure. Really fucking cool.
Yeah, this one was really this was cool. I'm curious where they're gonna go, but they do manage to get off the space station, get away after a lot of great just standoff dialogue, which is always great whenever like the Doctor gets like, I guess, verbal and threatening while somebody else is getting that way. The special effects in this were also pretty interesting.
Yeah. So it's one of the things. So like Doctor Who is currently under a Disney deal, so they'll help with some of the budget issues. So yeah, the effects are interesting because like you can tell like there's some money in this episode, but at the same time, some of the CGI is a little spotty. So it's like it's an interesting mix between like a good budget Doctor Who and almost classic Who. Because that was one of the things about Doctor Who. Like the budget restrictions always limited what they could do on the show. You know, so they just kind of had to make it work. And then with this, like, with New Who, it's kind of always been a mix. And then especially this, like these two specials seem like they have pretty decent budgets behind them. Of course, get David Tennant back. I'm sure they had to.
Well, yeah, they got their like their prize person back. So
yeah,
absolutely. Well, with the bankroll with the mouse, you know, that definitely helps. The mouse's pockets are very deep.
True. I mean, Mouse has Avatar money.
Yes, it does.
But yes, overall, I thought this is a really, really cool special. And like they at least twice, I want to say, there's moments where like the Doctor and Donna get separated and then they counter versions of themselves. And it's like, and then it's like, and then you're essentially as an audience member trying to remember, wait, who's what, where? Like like as the audience member, you don't know which one's the copy. You just see these conversations between these two, and you don't know which one to be concerned about.
Yeah, but they kind of all like with earlier they had tells, small ones, but you know, almost blinking you miss it.
I love it when the Doctor puts down the tie, and then Donna goes, "Hey, where'd the tie go?" And he just is like, "Oh, is it supposed to stay there after it detaches?"
Is there on the floor? Where is it?
Oh, I see. And something is gone. It keeps existing.
I think it's worth pointing out that's one of the things that made these aliens really interesting is that they copied their memories. And essentially what's slowing them down is that it's taking them a while to integrate 100% of kind of who they are. So like it's almost like a race against time to stop these aliens from fully copying themselves. But yeah, this is just really, really good. I'm trying to think. I don't have a whole lot more to add other than that. I really enjoyed
Oh,
this.
the ending. The ending. Yeah.
Do we want to get into that? I mean, we can.
We can a little, but we didn't really get a lot of it, though.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, it was just the return of of
Wilf. Yeah.
Wilf, yes, thank you.
And according to Russell T Davies, that was the official last bit filmed by Bernard Cribbins, I want to say his name.
Yeah.
So that will be his last appearance in Doctor Who, unless they bring it back for the next one, which they might.
Unless they got more for the next episode, but
from what we'll see. Maybe Russell. That would also require Russell T Davies to lie because he was saying that was it.
Well, I heard him say that he filmed his stuff for the specials, or for the specials. So I don't know if they filmed all of this in one go, or if they just used him for that bit. But we did see him go on the TARDIS at the end. So,
but yeah, so I'm excited to see what the next special is, because that's supposed to be the last one of these three, and then we get a new Doctor after that, which
followed me from the other.
It is kind of exciting to see. I'm excited to see what Ncuti Gatwa does with the show, with the character, but I'm also going to be sad to see David Tennant go again, because it's nice to have him back. But yeah,
it's nice to have him. It is nice to have him back, but I'm excited to see what the new actor will do.
Exactly. Yeah, I think. I mean, every Doctor Who actor brings something new to the table. So yeah, it'll be awesome. And I wonder, it being the last one of the 60th anniversary specials, I kind of feel like we're probably going to get some cameos in the next one too. We'll see, but it wouldn't surprise me at all. I'm excited to see Neil Patrick Harris too. I'm just hoping Neil Patrick Harris like chews scenery, like the shit out of the scenery. That's what I want him to do.
Oh, I want him to chew the scenery
to be destroyed. All right, so the Giggle, the return of the Celestial Toy Maker, who we first encountered as the first Doctor. I imagine he's encountered him since then, but I don't remember. I think I've even seen that episode, but it's been years since I've dove into Classic Who. Probably should rewatch it a bit more because it is awesome. But Neil Patrick Harris does the return as the Toy Maker in this. I like this. I would say I like this a bit more than the first one, the Star Beast, but not as much as Wild Blue Yonder, the last one. There's some wonkiness in this that we can get to when we start going into details. But yeah, this is overall an entertaining episode. Neil Patrick Harris is putting on the goofiest fucking accent in the world and cheesing it up like you wouldn't believe.
Yeah.
It's really quite goofy. Oh yeah, and I feel like all three of these episodes all three of these topics, we get to deal with characters hanging out in fucking wastelands, pretty much.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah. So, Bobby, what's your overall thoughts on Doctor Who before you get into the story specifics?
I really liked this one. I wouldn't say it was. I think the first one was probably my favorite out of the three. This one was really good. I particularly really liked just, I guess, the chaos that Neil Patrick Harris brought with the character.
Yeah.
And just how that they discover it starts off with the guy just buying a puppet.
Yeah.
From Neil Patrick Harris back in 1925, was it?
I thought it was like 18 something.
1825 or something like. It was the first television, so I want to say
that's true. It might have been 19. Yeah.
Yeah. But it was a dummy that obviously he enchanted or something. We don't know what, but and just how that imprint of the laughter of that fucking laugh that Neil Patrick Harris did for that. And it was just, I enjoyed it. Just, he was crazy. Not really, but like crazy chaotic. And just with that laughter being imprinted, and it just caused the world to go mad.
Yeah.
Everyone constantly laughing at you.
Again, there's a little bit of social commentary going on here because it causes people to be certain of everything they say. And they like Unit actually makes a device. I don't remember what they call it, but they make a device to make you immune to what the toy maker is doing. But instantly there's people online talking about how they're anti this device and they will not use it. They will not let people control them. It's like,
stands.
Oh my God.
And I was like, oh, that was beautiful.
Yeah.
That was yes. And him dancing around to the Spice Girls was really something I didn't think I needed, but
yeah.
There it was.
Just turning the whole Unit office into madness.
Yeah.
But yeah, this was good. And
we also get to technically see the regeneration of the new Doctor.
Yeah, I was about ready to say, do we want to dive into the regeneration? Because I was fully prepared to see David Tennant go again, and you have to admit it's getting a bit redundant having David Tennant regenerate. I actually saw a joke picture on Facebook for the 70th anniversary. It was going to be the 5 10th Doctors. It's all David Tennant. It's like David Tennant as the 10th Doctor, David Tennant as the 10.5 Doctor, David Tennant as the 14th Doctor.
There was the moment where I kind of almost thought that I was like, is Matt Smith going to make a cameo, but they've just been making this silent the whole time? Like, is he going to come back and show and help, Tennant take down the toy maker? Nope. Instead, it split to the brand new Doctor. And I was like, oh, yeah, okay.
Ncuti Gatwa. He liked it. Instead of doing a full regeneration, it was a bi-generation, which was supposed to be a myth for the Time Lords. But apparently, hey, if you regenerate enough, it might happen, And the Doctor's already well past his limit. So, why do the grifters suddenly hate Doctor Who again? I don't think they've really started, and it makes some money.
It makes some money. That's why.
Yeah, in case you guys are wondering, we will be talking to Mr. TARDIS on Wednesday on the initiative. I don't know if he knows anything about Doctor Who, though. He may not be able to be helpful on that.
That reminds me. I'll talk to you after the show. That reminds me, though.
But yeah, we will. I'm sure we will cover some of the grift on Doctor Who because it seems like they really they went hard on Jodie Whittaker, and now they got Russell T Davies and David Tennant back, but they still have to lean in on stuff.
They still will talk about social issues, but that's what these chuds just say. It angers them, people wanting to live any way they want to live that makes them happy. And these guys just get angry and just, get angry and yell at clouds and just slam on their keyboards and, shout into their cameras. Because it makes them money. Do they really think that? I don't know. Probably.
Some of them, I'm pretty sure do, and some of them I'm pretty sure don't.
And some are just closeted bigots who just need to get drunk and antagonized enough and get called out on it, and they just call themselves out on it.
Yeah, that happens too.
Yes, that does.
But if you want to see them call themselves out a bit, actually watch the new TurfNation video. He goes over a clip that's pretty good.
That's what I wanted to talk to you about.
Yeah, it's a good one. That's a clip that's been going around. I know DJ also covered the full clip as well. I think Turf does a good analysis of it, though.
No, it was. It was kind of beautiful to watch that unfold. Actually, kudos, Turf.
That video is popular too. Yeah, and it's well deserved.
I knew it was popular because I got annoyed at how many fucking ads I had to watch during it.
Yeah. But going back to Doctor Who, we get the bi generation, and if you're wondering, it's because David Tennant doesn't die here. So the 14th and the 15th Doctor now kind of coexist, which is interesting. But we got a little bit of Doctor team up where they work together to defeat the toy maker at a game of catch. And we do, like, we don't get a lot of Shooty Gatwa in this, but like we do get a bit. Bobby, what's your thoughts on him so far?
On the new Doctor?
Kind of impressions, but yeah.
What, the new Doctor?
Yeah.
Yeah, I like him.
Yeah, I
got nothing bad to say about him, yeah.
Yeah, like so far just impressions of him because we don't get a huge amount of him. But like I like his attitude. Like he's definitely different, but like he seemed like he still got a doctor vibe to him, and I'm kind of digging it. I kind of like obviously I figured that TARDIS was so elaborate that it had to carry over, and it did, but like his version of it is a bit more stylized, the lighting's different, and he's got a fucking jukebox, and I'm a fucking sucker for jukeboxes.
Yeah.
Like while I thought the Tenet one was a little sterile, like the kind of revised version for Shooty Gatwa, I actually really dug it. So hey, cool. I will say they have done leaked images of his sonic screwdriver, and I hope they don't call it a sonic screwdriver because I thought it looked way over elaborate for a screwdriver. Because that was always the joke. The joke was it's just supposed to be a sonic screwdriver, but he does fucking weird shit with it. And his looks like a sonic tricorder. It's like, it's not a screwdriver, guys.
Yeah.
That being said, that's a nitpick, and we haven't even gotten to it. Maybe they won't even call it a screwdriver.
I was just surprised at how long that they let that man run around without any pants on.
I know. He never gets his outfit here. He pretty much spends the rest of the episode without pants on.
I mean, hilarious. I thought it was great. But like every time I'm just like, will someone get this man a pair of pants?
Like the when they do the bi generation, it's like half of Tenet's clothes go onto him.
Yeah,
so, and it keeps the pants and the shirt.
I noticed that. And did you notice Tenet was barefoot and he had shoes on?
Yeah, Tenet went barefoot and the guy had shoes on. Yep, I noticed that.
That was a really nice touch.
Kind of nice, yeah. So I like the new guy seems good, and I'm excited to see what they do with the Christmas special where we get to actually see him do a solo adventure. But I also kind of like they just said, fuck it, let's keep Tenet around. I'm sure like they gave him a happy ending where he kind of retires, but I'm sure if they want to do like some sort of crossover,
I think they did that just so they could bring Tenet back anytime they wanted to.
You know, and fuck it, hell yeah.
Because that's kind of how Russell writes.
Yeah.
You know.
So yeah, so overall this was a good special. Like if I were to throw complaints at it, I thought the toy makers seemed a bit omnipotent. Like it was a bit kind of like, are we gonna place any limits on him? And I guess the limit on him was like if you do a challenge, he has to follow the rules of the challenge, and that's pretty much the limit. But other than that, he was just doing whatever the fuck he wanted during the whole show, which was insane. But yeah, this was if Shooty had pants. Well, no, like so Shooty had no pants, and that implies to me that like but Shooty did have underwear, which to me implied that David was supposed to not have underwear on anymore. Yeah, he was going commando.
He was going commando.
Yeah, that was the implication to me. You know what? If they have to split up that way, I'm glad they did.
No, I'll be honest though. I know that the chuds are probably going to lose their mind now that the Doctor's black. Because I remember when the talk of that first started before they casted Jodie. Oh God, some of the fucking shit I would see on Doctor Who pages or message boards were just despicable, just absolutely disgusting. Like, just Jesus, I'm surprised fans of like Doctor Who can be that bigoted. I mean,
it's the same thing with fucking Star Trek. It's like, dude, this show has been fairly progressive this entire fucking run, and all of a sudden you're upset because it does something fucking progressive. What?
Like, you're just realizing this now?
Yeah.
Like, I didn't bat an eye at any of that because that's like typical for Who. They've been doing that since like the Eccleston years.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, you can also tell, like, you know, they get these bonus regenerations now that we're past the original, and now they're like, okay, now we can use this as an excuse to not have a white guy as the Doctor. And let's face it, they did go a really long time as a white guy as a Doctor, and maybe probably shouldn't have gone that long. But you know what? Yeah, you know, they're using the excuse, and they're, you know, there's plenty of people who aren't white guys who could do a really good Doctor Who. So let's give them a shot. And
absolutely.
Like I said, I haven't seen Jodie Whittaker. I probably should sit down and watch Jodie Whittaker sometime.
I've watched a few. I enjoyed it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I didn't hate it. I mean, I just at that part, I was a little burnt out on the writing of it because I felt it had started to decline near the end of Capaldi. And also, Clara, I hated Jenna Coleman too, so I felt she overstayed her welcome by 4 seasons.
Yeah, she was there for a little while, and I do like when the companions cross over to different doctors, kind of like Rose did with Eccleston and Tennant. But yeah, I did feel like her story was done, but she was still there.
Well, I know that there was one like where her story had ended. But then, like, she had said, like, no, I'm not leaving you. No. And it's like, oh, my God, another fucking season of her. Jesus Christ. It got too much for me.
But, yeah, it does feel like right now the chuds are just like, oh, we still have to keep the hate train going on Doctor Who. Because, the first episode had a trans character, and I keep on asking people, what about having a trans character is political? Please explain it to me.
Yeah.
Trans people exist. So
I want to know.
Stop it. No.
Like, I'd like to know that too. I want to know exactly how having a trans character in a science fiction television series is affecting your day-to-day life.
Yeah.
Like, how is it actually affecting you?
Yeah.
In any way.
Yeah.
Please let me know as quick as you can. Please.
And then the other thing was and then Wild Blue Yonder came out. I was like, I don't know how you attack this. They're stuck on a space station with these alien fugitives who just look like them and are played by them. How can you go after this? Oh, you went after it for the goofy joke at the beginning where they cast a not white guy as Isaac Newton. For fuck's sake. You are. But
really? Like
that, they chomped in on that one. Yeah. It was literally like a 2-minute joke at the beginning of the fucking episode. It's like
really the Mavity thing. I thought was in the Mavity was fucking hilarious.
Yeah, when he accidentally says gravity and Don's like, "What? Oh, Mavity." And then here,
fucking hilarious.
This hasn't been out long enough for me to get the vibes yet on what they're going after. Who knows?
They'll just hate it probably just because of NPH. Which really, I personally speaking, I don't think there's any reason you should hate anything because of him. Because in the sense of Hollywood, he had a shitty time as a kid. I mean, he came out on the other side clean as a penny, but he did not have an easy go as a kid in Hollywood.
No, it's
being Doogie.
Being a child actor is rough.
Yeah, I mean, but that's rough alone. But just like the shit that happened to him, especially.
Wallace and Gromit fans, right? We brought up earlier how they're talking about the hey, we aren't going to wear these devices. They'll probably get upset over that. Are they making fun of anti-vaxxers?
Yes.
Yeah.
they are directly calling you out.
Yeah. But yeah, Doctor Who is political now, guys. It's never been political before. Just like Star Trek's political now. I said, I always
Gene
go back
Roddenberry's rolling in his grave because of it.
Yeah, Star Trek Deep Space Nine back in the 90s, what you guys would defend, literally had an episode where a person was killed by cops for being black, and when another black man goes to investigate, he is beaten by those cops. But yeah, it's political now. Now it's talk about social issues. Before it didn't talk about social issues. Right.
I forgot about that one.
Yeah.
I forgot about that.
I watched
episode,
it recently, and it's like, how you can't argue that Star Trek just is now political. Are you insane? Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, they are.
They are. That's it's woke.
Right. And they're gonna go broke because they rhyme, and I'm clever.
Well, it's unrelated, but did you see how so Twitter has a new bot called Gonk or something like that? It's an AI bot.
Yeah.
And
you mean the dumpster fire comment?
Well, I don't know exactly, but like lots of people are asked, like only blue check marks can talk to it, so it's a whole bunch of chuds talking to it. And they keep on asking it about woke shit, and it keeps on debunking anti-woke sentiment. Like it was literally asked about the woke mind virus, and it was like, well, woke has to do with African American history back in the time, and then a mind virus is kind of just a sci-fi thing to infect your mind. But let's face it, this is all bullshit. There's no such thing as a woke mind virus. It's like Elon made a bot that's debunking him. That's awesome.
I know that one thing said, it's like, let's not forget your greatest accomplishment is turning this app into a dumpster fire.
Yeah. Jesus Christ. You know, Twitter was rough. It was probably the best of the social media apps, but it was still rough. And dude, he turned it into fucking shit, man. It's almost impressive.
Like it's like I had to unfollow those like Congress and Senate members just because I just kept getting flooded with right wing other ones, and I go, I'm only following them to troll them. Like that is the only reason.
I'm getting flooded with them without following them. Like I will scroll through and I get like Nerdrotic and Critical Drinker just in my feed. And it's like, I don't follow these guys. Anything I pick up from them is like offhand. And now I just have them directly in my feed. It's great.
Yeah, I know. And like how you have to switch on your main feed from For You and recommended, that's the thing I hate the most about the changes that he made for it.
Yeah. It's dumb.
Well, pretty soon he's gonna.
And in case you're wondering, no, have you seen the trailer yet, Bobby?
No, I have not.
On Ruby Road. Like I said, all we got so far are vibes of Ncuti Gatwa, but like I think he's got a good vibe for the Doctor, so I'm excited to see his first adventure. And
I feel that each Doctor. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, like, I was talking to a friend earlier at work, and I was like, you know, we got like a month till the Christmas special. And I went, oh no, wait, Christmas is like 2 weeks. Time is going so fast anymore. But what were you gonna say, Bobby?
Oh, no, I mean, I feel that each actor who is cast in the role of the Doctor has always brought their own interpretation to the role.
Oh,
and
absolutely.
like a lot of their own like characteristics to it. So I'm excited to see what it is. And usually, like, ever since I started getting into it back with Eccleston, I try to make it a point. I think he's the only case where I've seen some of his work previously before seeing him in Doctor Who. But whenever there's a new actor cast or actress, I just try not to watch anything. So seeing them as that role is my first like viewing of them as anything. Because I feel that I'd like to see what they do. And then I go off and see other stuff. Like I've seen other stuff by Smith and Tennant, and phenomenal actors, both of them. Same with Capaldi.
Well, I mean, I feel like also Doctor Who is usually kind of a good, like, it kind of launches their career lots of times. Like Eccleston's probably the one example. I don't know if, like, he's definitely known for Doctor Who, but like he had, like when he popped up, when I first started watching the New Who, and like he popped up, it's like, oh, I know that guy. I've seen him like in tons of stuff.
Yeah, well, my first reaction was like, oh, hey, that's Raymond Calitri. He was in Gone in 60 Seconds.
Yeah, I mean, he's done a ton of stuff. And now, like, Matt Smith's done some stuff. David Tennant has done a lot since then. Jesus. And he's done a lot of good stuff since then. Like Jessica Jones and the series we watched recently. Good Omens. Those popped to mind fairly quickly. Those are
I was kind of I was kind of hoping we'd get a Martin Freeman cameo.
That would be awesome.
That would just be so perfect.
Michael Sheen.
Michael Sheen, that's right, not Freeman.
Yeah,
I'm thinking of something
Martin
else.
Freeman, somebody else, but it's like I know who you meant. But I was like, I should probably make sure the audience knows.
Yeah. Sorry, that's my bad.
It's all good. But yeah, so yeah, good specials. It's nice to have Tennant around. I'm not expecting him to see him again for a couple years, but it's nice to know like he's there in case they ever want to, have a crossover.
Probably at the next milestone thing.
Yeah,
yes,
Karen Gillan. Yeah, that was the first time I've seen Karen Gillan, and she's popped up in a lot of stuff since then. Yeah, I feel like it's kind of a launching point for a lot of these people. So yeah, we will see how it goes.
books, records, films, these things matter. Call me shallow. It's the fucking truth.